After ensuring that the nearby areas are safe and hospitable, the Windark returned back to civilization, making port at New Sol. Upon docking and reporting to the Adventurers Guild, the crew was encouraged to relax and see the sights of the city, while the Windark began necessary repairs and retrofits. During this time, Nutru's body was removed from the Windark to see if a replacement Voidstone could be found. However, anyone who asked got a response that made it seem like the odds were unlikely that anything could be done.
After arriving on New Sol, rumors reached the Windark of a disturbance that had shaken up the area a few nights previous. A white dragonborn information broker had been studying in the library for information on the strange island. After being allowed access to research his unusual interests after hours due to special requests and connections inside the guild, he settled in for a few hours of study. After spending his allotted time, the researcher went to check out for the night. However, when he stumbled upon the librarian, the sight was not what he expected. She was battered but still alive in the corner, while a figure dressed all in black dug through various arcane tomes, extending their hand in victory as they seemingly found what they were looking for. The figure tucked the tome into their cloak before it turned towards the librarian when the guild member stepped in.
There was a small scuffle before the figure quickly retreated by jumping out of the window, breaking the glass to what would surely be their death as they were several stories up. However, when the researcher looked out the window, he found no such sight. In fact, he saw no sign of the figure at all. A search of the area revealed nothing, without a trace of the figure that had stolen the tome. Fortunately, the librarian recovered and was able to explain that they had been cataloging some old romance novels when the figure appeared asking questions about an old vault. The librarian didn't know exactly what they were talking about, but took them to the location they would probably find the information before she was promptly knocked unconscious. After cross-referencing some notes and details, the Dragonborn realized the vault in question was believed to be on the Isle of the Lost he was researching.
After the situation was settled, all this was reported to the local guards, and then to the guild, which began helping research the Isle of the Lost. Unfortunately, not much is really known about this island other than that it is, well, fairly large, and that many people who went there, mostly adventurers, were never seen or heard from again. There are reports of many various dealings and other strange phenomena, but nothing concrete is truly known. With all that being said, the local guardsmen did turn up some useful intel. A mere hour after the encounter at the library, a single ship sailed out of the harbor. This wouldn't have been such an important factor, as the corpse of the guard was flagging out departing ships, showed up seemingly charged with lightning in a way that some of you may find unsettlingly familiar. The ship itself was fairly large, well equipped, had dark crimson sails, and wood black as night. The ship was docked under the name Bloodmaw, and last known reports from merchant vessels has its bearings leading southeast to New Sol to the Isle of the Lost.
After a few days of researching, the Adventurers Guild tasked Captain Ellie and her crew of the Windark to investigate the Isle of the Lost and ensure that there was nothing that would affect the area negatively. As a mysterious island where people disappear could hardly be considered safe and stable, especially if there was interest in a thieving third party. Special emphasis was recommended on looking into this vault that the figure asked about and ensuring that the treasure inside is clean, or that anything unsavory inside is properly dealt with. Due to the reclusive nature of the new area and supply chains recently being bottled down, it would be hard to get decent amounts of higher-end supplies to the Windark. As a result, the crew was encouraged to load up on what supplies and components they would need beforehand. The guild promised to send whatever supplies they could to the Windark to ensure operations, but it was heavily implied some components might be more difficult to come across than others, especially diamonds and other resurrection materials.
10 days after docking in New Sol, the Windark finished its retrofits, and a brand new custom teleportation circle was installed on its deck, which would be used to teleport supplies and caravans directly onto the Windark. Additionally, the Windark had a new member of the crew, an older white dragonborn with gray eyes, Yalris Baldoon, showing up on the last day before the Windark departed with a harp, a strange brass instrument of some sort, and a decently large backpack. With the Windark loaded and prepped, the supplies that could be located purchased, and a goal in mind, the crew left New Sol, heading toward the Isle of the Lost.
Wink and blink and a nod one night sailed shoe. Sailed on a river of crystal light into a sea of dew. Where are you going and what do you wish? The old moon asked the free. We've come to fish for the herring fish that lives in